it's Dr. Jen. So I wanted to answer a question that someone had about what do you do if you can't afford integrative medicine care? So this is when we want to keep things basic. We want to focus on the 4 pillars of health. So nutrition, making sure that you have proper nutrition, you're eating as much fresh fruits and vegetables as you can. You are eating organic meat or meat from a farmer that you trust. You're keeping the toxins low. And also making sure you're not overeating, because that is also a big thing. You can incorporate some fasting if you want, but nutrition is big, especially avoiding processed packaged foods if you can, and seed oils. The second pillar is sleep. You want to make sure that you are getting proper sleep, that you are avoiding blue light before bed. You're making sure that you're going to sleep before midnight. Between 10 and 12 is that sweet spot if you can. Make sure you're not getting interruptions. Movement is so important. Move every day, whether this is stretching, just going on a walk. I love my men and women lifting weights. It's so important, not only to improve insulin sensitivity, but from a longevity standpoint, it's also very important. Muscle is going to burn more calories and prevent muscle wasting as you age. Then breath work, and I always say breath work, meditation, and prayer, so important. You want to make sure that you're breathing properly, not breathing up, but breathing down and in. And this was really important with the pandemic, how important breath was, and make sure we were breathing properly. So focusing on those 4 pillars, because sometimes people will go see an integrative medicine doctor and they aren't even focusing on the 4 pillars, nor are they willing to. They're not willing to change their diet, their sleep. They're not willing to do movement or anything like that. So that would be the first step. Now, if you're more advanced, you're like, I have those pinned down. I really need help, with my gut health, everything like that. So I will leave the link below. I have a free gut health plan, along with some supplements, but things you can do, such as an elimination diet, to start resetting the inflammation in the gut. And as Hippocrates says, all disease begins in the gut, and that is low-hanging fruit. So once you have the 4 pillars set, let's attack the gut health, and really just doing an elimination diet. And our 4 pillars are good because stress for the gut, so not sleeping, you can't really heal, you can't reduce inflammation. If you're gonna have a bad diet and eat processed seed oil all day and gluten all day, you're going to have a hard time getting past that next step also. So that would be the next step. And I will leave that link below of the gut reset plan. And then based on your symptoms, you can kind of decipher if you have a candida or yeast overgrowth. If you've had mold exposure, you want to clear those out. Parasite, we should all be doing parasite cleanses once to twice a year. We walk outside barefoot. A lot of us have pets in the house. So those things, looking at all of those, SIBO, if you have bloating after eating garlic, onions, apples, all those things probably have SIBO or, Methylreverbacter smithii or a disulfur-pyger overgrowth. Those are always a tongue twister. So what we can do a lot without having a personalized integrative medicine doctor. And resetting that gut and focusing on that gut, which you can do so much of it at home, just with some community support or with your family member doing it, or with the use of my blog and, my YouTube and other things. I can provide a step-by-step guidance going through that and all the supplements in another video. So working on the gut health alone, I have found with patients sometimes is what they need. Another thing that I notice a lot is we're looking at emotional trauma, okay? So if there was an emotional trauma, getting that fixed through EMDR or different therapy sessions can also be helpful. So that is another thing that you would want to look at as like a roadblock to healing. Now, what's really nice about integrative medicine practitioners, so I can use different medications that are gonna just take patients to another level, different peptides, recommend specific supplements for them, sometimes put together little clues in their life that's like, aha, we have to attack that. Ordering specialized testing that we can look at longevity, cardiac risk factors, dig deeper into gut health, make sure we're making improvements. So all of those things are really nice. And I love when patients are like, it's my health. I want to spend the money on this. I want to see how I metabolize estrogens to make sure I'm doing it properly so I can mitigate my risk in the future for any sort of hormone related issue. So this is really nice, but at the same time, we need to just make sure we're working on the low hanging fruit, like I said. And that's like the book. And that's why I co-authored that book, because these are the pillars of health. And if we could get, even just 3 out of every 10 Americans, 30% of Americans, making sure those 4 pillars of health were really sought after as everyday lifestyle choices, we could eliminate so much chronic disease. So that's what I'm really passionate about. Is it nice to have someone guiding you through the process? It really is. And sometimes people need that. Sometimes people need to put money down to make a transformation, and they're going to follow through then. It's kind of like if you get a gym membership that is $500 a month, you are going to be going to that gym, as opposed to if you just got a free gym membership. You're like, I don't need to go, it was free. So a lot of the times the transformations we see with functional or integrative medicine is because the patient is highly committed to the process, because they decided to commit something like money to this, and that could be something else, like they committed their time. So because they committed their time, they're also going to get good results. So that is what you can do if you don't financially, you're not able to afford to see a functional or integrative medicine practitioner, because unfortunately insurance, they don't cover the true integrative and functional doctors, doing what they're doing and spending, a half an hour minimum with patients at appointments and spending that time one-on-one with them. So I hope this helps, and don't be discouraged, because you can make so much positive change in your health by just focusing on the 4 pillars.